All right. Call the meeting to order. Callie, if you'll take roll call.
Peter Boyer, Mayor.
Present.
Tyler Martin, Council.
Present.
Tim Ficken, Council.
Present.
Dan Zabrowski, Council.
Present. If everyone to rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of November 4th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Was
I
ever?
recuse myself.
I was just gonna say, you weren't here, so, okay. Oh, excuse me. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the payables list for November 18th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I would entertain a motion to approve the financial reports, balance sheet, detailed income statement, and trial balance for the period ending October 2025.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We had, obviously, Steve Clark recently moved, and he stepped down from his role as a council member. And so we are now in need of appointing a new mayor pro tem. So that is our next order of business. Is council have oh gosh, I forgot the word.
Nomination.
Nomination.
Nominate Tyler.
Nominate Tyler.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
Need to ask if there's any other
Oh,
nominations.
are there any other nominations? No? Going once, twice, third? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now you're up.
Go up that way. Is there a sheet of the up there?
Yep.
I need to keep myself from that.
You can't vote for yourself.
Okay. I, Tyler Martin,
I, Tyler Martin,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not
that I have not
knowingly violated any law
knowingly violated any law
related to my election or appointment,
related to my election or appointment,
or caused it to be done
or caused it to be done
by others,
by others,
and that I will discharge
that I will discharge
the duties of my office with fidelity.
the duties of my office with fidelity.
Awesome. Yes. All right. Mr. Holscher.
So Mayor and Council, you have my report. The one thing I guess I would address is we do have a building, 3535 Circle Drive, that pretty clearly is non-compliant with the town's codes in all sorts of ways. There's been no permit for the construction there. It's larger than the code would allow, et cetera. So we need to address that in some fashion. Probably the initial thing to do would be to issue a cease and desist letter, but I need authority to do that.
A
So,
verbal resolution.
yeah.
I move that we pass a resolution granting our attorney authority to write a cease and desist letter.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So everything else is in the report unless there's questions. That would be it.
How far along are they on that building?
Looks like they're relatively far along.
Yeah. Are the landowners building it themselves?
Circle Drive.
They moved the trailer house off to,
Trailer house is still there. It's a separate building.
are we gonna send an inspector, you said, from the town of Mills?
So if we were to actually cite it, we need someone to issue the citation, which usually would be someone from the inspection department. I mean, it could also be a law enforcement matter. Code enforcement also, although generally, our code enforcement hasn't typically dealt with those type of issues. So I think it's pretty clearly non-compliant. I think a short letter addressing it and see if we get a response. And if we don't, we'll need to move on to the next steps.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens, right?
Right.
For Pat. All right, Pat, that was short and sweet. Mr. Cavalier, you are up.
Mayor, I do not have a report today. It's been fairly quiet on our end of things. Did some minor work with Dustin on the EPA sanitary survey. That was pretty benign. And then we're continuing to work on the grant for the lead and copper rule, back truck, and the water lines. That's my update.
Awesome. Can't think of anything for Ray. No, breezing right along then. Sonny,
Oh, it's my turn.
it's your turn, sir.
Eric Council, you guys have my written report and I'll entertain any questions you have.
Don't remember. We needed to talk about want to talk about a bulldozer, but I think that we probably should do that in a work session, don't you think?
Yes, and so if we can move that to the first council meeting in December, it would be much appreciated. So my subject matter expert can be here for that.
6 o'clock, 1800.
Yeah, let me make sure that I'm going to be here for it. Right.
November 2nd.
Have you gotten a cost breakdown yet associated with your
Do
billing on
a-
tires?
I did. I sent it to Mayor Boyer.
Got
I
it.
can have it forwarded out to all of them too. So that way you guys have a chance to review it before the next meeting. That would be awesome.
I think we did get it.
Thanks.
I did.
Yep.
Oh, I kind of
Is that what,
figured you
is
did.
that what this is? I see. Never mind.
No, that's just, is that just a spreadsheet?
One on wages,
Yeah, that's just for the 2025 fire season as
well,
far as,
as a whole.
yeah, the dozer, cost analysis and all the information for that is in a separate thing. And Callie said that she had forwarded it to your guys' email. So
Oh, okay.
if not, let us know. We'll make sure we get you guys a copy.
We did get it.
Just refresh my memory. What was the total again?
The total for,
There's a lot of options.
No. I wasn't talking about this. A D6. My approval.
we have to keep it under the weight requirement so we don't have to pull permits when we go state to state.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it would have been bigger.
Awesome. What was the total that we made off of the wildland fires?
I want to say it was like 218,000 or right there around there.
That final? Or not?
Yeah, well, for now.
Okay.
The goal is to start, listing for a engine boss. So that way next year we will have one that we can bring in seasonal, right out of the get-go. So last year, South Dakota, North Dakota started burning in April. And so between April 1st and July 1st, we missed 6 call outs because we didn't have an engine boss available. So where we stand on that is Dave Potter has most of his engine boss task book done. He only has firing operations and air operations left, which the air operations we will get taken care of probably sooner than later. The firing ops will have to wait until spring when we can actually start doing some burn stuff. And then Matt Potter has his task book open. We will continue working on his task book throughout the winter based on what our fire calls are. mutual aid and everything. So, and then Drew Gibson has everything he needs except for the Crew Boss, Engine Boss class. He will do that in the spring and then his task book will be open. So, I do hopefully have a smoking gun, but I will not reveal that until it actually happens because I do not want to dupe myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Awesome. Any questions for Sonny? Work session. Does that work for everyone? First council meeting in December? Work for you? Right on. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Dustin, you are up, sir.
Mayor and council, you have my report and there's some additional items in there I wanted to ask you about. It's regarding Wildwarn, which is a mutual aid agreement among several municipalities in Wyoming. It's free of charge to join, and it's simply a legal agreement that allows public water and wastewater utilities to request assistance in an emergency and to provide assistance to other municipal members of it. And so it basically covers all the legal framework. I did talk to Pat about it earlier verbally, and he was in favor of it. And so all of the documentation is there. It's a pretty simple process to join. And again, it won't cost the town anything to join. There's no membership fees. It's simply an agreement we're not obligated to provide help if someone else requires, but so it's simply, if we're able and we're willing, we can.
Okay.
And the legal framework is there if we're a member.
You said, we talked about this earlier. You said that I think it was Mills, Evansville, and Casper.
Right. And I believe we added a sheet of the members throughout Wyoming. Mills is a member, Casper's a member. I mean, there's a whole list of towns. Evansville's not, but they're not on this. Glen Rock is, Rolling Hills. So lots of, even 33 Mile District, which is out by the airport, they're a member.
Okay.
And then all towns throughout Wyoming. Even some of the larger ones like Gillette, Rollins, and Sheridan, which have a lot more equipment than us, they may be willing to.
I think it'll be good for the community. I don't see any downsides. Pat, did you see anything alarming? I looked it over. I didn't see anything.
A lot of municipalities are members of it, and if there's some reason that bar none can't contribute, if a request is made, they're free not to. So there's really no downside to it.
Cool. Guess we need a motion for that, huh? You guys, any questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Sounds like a good idea.
I would entertain a motion to approve, should it be signing the paperwork, joining the, what is it called?
Wildwarn.
Wildwarn.
Make a motion that we join Wildwarn.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All's in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go, man.
Then the other item I wanted to ask about that's not in my report is the whole emergency response issues. Would the council be in favor of me soliciting updated bids for the purchase of a vac truck for the town?
After,
We did have an earmarked line item in the budget last year, so there is money earmarked for it. It would be a substantial purchase, but it would really help us in emergency situations. And in the routine yearly sewer jetting, we would not have to hire the contractor like we did this year. To jet the sewers is a requirement. We have to maintain them.
Okay.
So it would allow us to do all that work in-house.
is this hydro excavator trailer that you guys had to use for that repair when we rented?
Oh, the town does own that,
And it's just a smaller, very, very small version of,
right?
Yeah.
You pull behind a pickup and it works for small jobs.
Yeah.
But it
that
would,
we used for city stuff previously. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But in a major leak, we have to, like the issue on Bird Road about a month ago or so, we had to hire a contractor, and T-Rex at few $100s an hour is what they charge in an emergency situation, $200 to $300 an hour. So having a truck would provide the town with a wonderful tool that would help us mitigate a lot of emergencies,
Well, especially when you get called out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
right? And in addition, the EPA lead service line rule is still in effect. We're gonna have to identify our unknown service lines beginning next summer, which is gonna require potholing down and excavating. And this truck would allow us to do it in-house and not have to hire somebody.
How many of those are potentially are we gonna have to do?
Well, our initial inventory was 400 unknowns. I don't know the details, but Ray may know that. I don't know the exact rules because I haven't reviewed them recently. There's a certain percentage of those, we have to identify all the unknowns, don't we? Okay, so, yeah, we're gonna have to identify all of our lines that are listed unknown.
You can do probably 3 or 4 a day. I mean, if you're lucky, you might be able to get 6 or 7 a day. But that's mobilizing to each line, identifying, they've got to you still have to do locates with the soft dig, don't you? It depends. You might know better with a soft dig.
Do we have to call in locates
You
even
do.
with hydro excavate?
Yeah,
There's a lot less danger of hitting anything.
yep.
Right.
At least you know what you're looking for when you're
Right.
soft excavating. Have you figured out a cost per each one of them? What we're looking at?
I have not tried to calculate that.
Might be a good,
We have, as part of the grant application, we worked up a cost.
Okay.
okay, so there is a grant attached to that effort.
Yeah, yeah, and potentially when the federal government instituted that lead copper rule, they did provide funding for situations like Boardwell at the time and now Bar None, these little systems that don't have the means that a Casper does to help offset the cost because it's a pretty substantial cost. So that their intent was that, you know, you wouldn't burden these small systems with something that they couldn't feasibly pay for in the time frame that they required. And so that's the grant, is to help the grant would pay potentially for the entire cost of the truck plus some operations. So
What about the cost of the line replacement?
so you don't have to do the line replacement.
You just have to identify, log it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then
That-
you
that's
have to have a
cheaper.
plan if it's, so the town owns up to the water meter from the main to the water meter. But the lead copper rule requires you to identify the service from the meter to the house. So you're identifying private property essentially. And I know that that's legally, I don't know how they did it, but they did it because they're the federal government.
They were going
They
to.
said
Yeah.
you have to do this. So that's where this comes in. And like I said, if you hire a contractor that does this, if you hired a Badger or a T-Rex to do this, they could maybe get 8 a day. My experience with them is they can do 4 or 5 potholes a day. And that's digging down.
80 days.
It would be,
That would
it'd be a big
be-
lift.
Wow.
Every day of the week though, all summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was
Take
gonna
a
say,
lot.
you gotta divide it by working days, so.
So
We've applied for it with that grant already, haven't we? Haven't we already tried to get
we're in the
for the,
process. They
Okay.
kicked it back. They required a lot of stuff.
okay.
So we're just trying to meet their requirements.
Do that all in-house.
16 weeks.
You'll have the manpower and the time, you think? Or do you think we could, do you think you should can you subcontract some of it out to take some of the burden off you? And
So
If we start running up against the deadline, I mean, that's what we'd have to do. I'm trying to not do that because if we're able to get the truck ourselves with the money, the grant money, then we can make best use of that.
Where's the grant at, like in processing wise?
So from what the town needs to do, we have to have a public hearing. And I think we're working on getting that scheduled for one of the December meetings.
Right, I saw that. But is it a grant or a loan? Cause
Well, it's a
Yeah.
it's a loan that is a grant.
okay.
Yeah. So
Principal
forgiveness.
it's
Right.
basically like a full principal forgiveness loan. But Yes.
Yeah, that's the.
Okay, so that's,
All right.
I was reading the emails and you're saying grant, I'm reading the emails and it's saying loan, so I'm trying to figure out where the,
So that's where that, and this is the ins and outs of that world that I don't completely understand, but with SRF loans, they typically have on just a normal project, 33% principal forgiveness and ultra low interest rate loans like 1%. But for the lead and copper rule, they have a big pot of money that they're basically just giving a full principal forgiveness to the loan amount.
so we need to plan a public hearing then, which.
Yes.
And so they do classify it as a loan for processing in the application, and if they grant it, it's granted as a loan, but then they forgive the principal. So in effect, the reality, it becomes a grant,
For this.
defined as a loan, because the state likes to give loans and not.
How long on this?
Our intent is to have it at their January meeting, the SLIB meeting in January.
Okay.
And so the purchase of a truck, sir, is gonna be several months out. If, once we commit, then they have to build it.
Okay.
So it's not like we can go to a dealership and buy it tomorrow.
Not the same place that's building the fire truck in 5 years from now.
Well, this company is in Montana. They're closer.
Would there be a way to pull, and I hate to do this, would there be a way to pull what we've paid companies like T-Rex and everything over the past year or so? When we've needed that service and where we would have needed that truck, what we've paid out and not having it? Okay.
I know
And
just
then-
on sewer jetting, don't we do
Maybe-
30,000 a year?
Right. This year, our sewer jetting was just close to 50,000, and that was only a portion. of
And we do that
this.
how often?
Every year?
That's,
Every year? Okay.
that's a 5-year plan to complete the entire system. So, roughly it's 50,000 a year times 5 years. That gets us the whole system jetted in a 5-year plan.
How many years into it are we?
Well, it's kind of an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Because,
what do they call it? It's 50-year
Typically, we've
plan.
taken the whole system,
Five.
divided it by 5. We do
Oh, a
that.
section every 5 and then it starts all over.
Right, and so
Okay.
really we're paying at this
Yep.
rate, we're paying $250,000 to
Every
jet
5 years.
the system. And the truck is approximately 575 to 600,000. It was
You might-
this quote we got about a year old.
You might add to Tim's request because, you probably, a number of times throughout the year, it would have been more efficient to utilize a vac truck, but you didn't. And so you took 3 times longer and you just did it
Right,
mechanical,
like the other night.
hand dug around the utilities. And
And these might be,
if you can add that column in there somehow.
that might be, is that information required for this loan? The same thing I'm asking? Okay, because
Okay.
what happens if there isn't any trucks available for us to get with this? Can that funding be used to contract out this line inspection?
Thinking,
Well, that's a whole nother,
And we did-
the application. Yep.
not a way that we applied for it, but I bet because they want to, ultimately what the state and the feds want is to identify the lead and copper services.
2026 they do.
Oh. It's been ongoing for a number of years and it keeps getting kicked back. I think it sounds great on paper when somebody's sitting in an office and saying, we're gonna
Yeah.
identify, Dustin and 3 other guys are gonna identify 440 services. It's easy for them to say that, and then Dustin's got to plow and Dustin's got to fix sprinkler heads
Yeah.
and backed up toilet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really easy for an administrator to say that you can have this done in a two.
So as you'll recall, there was litigation over this, but
Remember.
the administration is defending the rule now. And the federal court has imposed a January 2026 briefing schedule on that. So with a January 2026 briefing schedule, you probably can't expect a decision before May 2026 at the absolute earliest. And it would, therefore you just have to plan for it being there.
I like the thought of getting bids on them so that we can, if you can find, we can get a few options of what we need to look at if we can or can't get, and plan for the best. Plan for the worst, hope for the best kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys You guys,
So now it won't cost a tiny thing to get official quotes and bids for the truck, so.
yeah. So we need a public hearing.
Yes, and so what we're working on right now is making sure we have the language correct in the public hearing because you have to meet their requirements. I think Candy was working with Callie to just make sure that that's all correct. And then we have to advertise that. And I think, and this is going to be a question for Pat, but is that something that we'll have to do in the Casper Star Tribune to meet the state requirements? Or
Yeah, you have to do it in a newspaper in general circulation in the county, which Oil City might qualify
oh,
for,
Yeah,
because
printing paper.
if they've been, because they are printing once a week. It depends on how long they have now been to press, but they'll know the answer. And for what it's worth, Oil City's been contacting the municipalities because they do want to run legal notices. So they may be at that point now. So it's probably just whichever's cheaper.
How long do we need to run it for?
weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay. So let's plan on December 16th then.
So we were hoping for.
And Callie, let's get ready to advertise for that. And how long do we need? I don't even know. Like,
Public hearing,
Public hearing? Oh,
5 minutes, 2 minutes.
yeah, you'll just call it and ask if anyone wants to comment on it. And then if anyone wants to comment for it, comments against it.
we do that before a council meeting or?
Usually what you do is you put the public hearing at so it's part of the council meeting, but what you'll do is you'll put it at the very beginning of the meeting.
Okay.
You'll go out of the council meeting and into a public hearing. And it probably won't take, I mean, I'd be surprised if it took 10 minutes at the absolute most.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've done a public hearing, so. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Callie, let's get advertising for it so that people know. Cool. I cover you, Dustin?
Yes, sir, for this.
Perfect. Mr. Hume?
Let's
Oh, anything for Dustin? Anything else for Dustin? No? Okay. You're up.
Okay, guess what we're going to talk about?
I already know because we've been talking, but I will spoil the surprise.
As I'm sure most people know, we had a power outage last Thursday. This was more than a little blip. But what it did was it opened up a world of things in our emergency response plan. Of all the things we had looked at and planned for, when I say we, I'm talking me. An electrical outage like this was not one of them. Had fire, flood, several other things, but nothing for an electrical outage. So anyway, to get everybody up to speed, Rocky Mountain Power apparently owns every little power generation thing that we deal with, and pretty much the entire state of Wyoming. Wyoming, South Dakota, and Montana all had outages. There were over 100,000 homes without electricity for this time. I happened to be in the city at the time that happened, city of Casper. And we were out for about an hour and a half, and then it popped on and went back off. Talked to my wife who was at home, roughly the same thing. I checked our generator usage and it showed that too, excuse me. As of right now, the cause is still unknown. So no matter what you heard, the cause is still unknown. They are going to do a root cause analysis on it. The problem was two tripped 500 kV lines near Medicine Bow. So they know it was the two trip lines. They don't know what caused them to trip. So Rocky Mountain Power is doing an internal investigation. And something that bothered me was that they said they may or may not let the public know when they figure it out. That was actually published in WYO File today. When I was in the private sector, we did a lot of root cause analysis work, and it can get pretty deep and take a long time for something like this. I mean, they'll either walk in and say, oh, there's the problem, or it'll take forever to get done. That was also caused, it also affected Pacific Corp, WAPA, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. Dane, do you have any idea?
Western Area Power Administration.
Thank you.
Justin.
Black Hills Energy, Pacific Corp,
That's the
parent
whole
company,
thing.
so everything trickled down. So what we need to do is did I hear a question?
No, no, just a wrapper opening.
This will get incorporated into our disaster recovery plan. Did the fire department get any calls from anybody, calls for assistance?
No calls for service.
No calls for service, okay. I know I have a neighbor that is, he was right on the borderline of having to call to get his, circulation machine recharged. Like I said, I have a generator, so I was gonna let him do that. What I would like to do, I know there are several houses in the neighborhood that have generators. I'd like to build a database of those houses, purely voluntary. But I'd like to ask the residents, do you have a generator? Would you be willing to open your home in an event like this in the future to, to somebody that needs
Oxygen generators.
oxygen generators? I've some of my neighbors know that if something happens, they can come over to the house and at least stay warm. The last big power outage we had, it was 40 below. We've had little blips between here and there, but that one really scared me. That prompted me to get the generator. So I'd like to somehow or another, a group with generators that are willing to volunteer their house if something happens. I would also like council to consider in the next budget cycle, putting a generator here.
We actually already are gonna,
We've already talked about that. I would like to reiterate that.
okay, well, we are indeed aware of that. And that was literally when the power went out. That was the first thought I had. So I talked to Dave North about it. I don't know, a couple of months ago now. And all we're waiting on is for the new health department building to be finished. And then they're gonna sell us the generator.
Oh, they're going to say, okay.
Yep. So it's a, I forgot, don't ask me the specs on it because I can't remember. It's been, I've slept since then, but it's a good generator, got very few hours on it and it's diesel. It's a good deal, really good deal. I think we're paying 45 for it. So, and it's a big one. So.
Oh, the last generator I installed at a company I worked at in Nashville was a little more than that.
Yeah, well.
Stick a couple more zeros on the end.
Right. And this is a good generator. I forgot do you remember how big it was, Ray? I don't remember
Or it was enough to run county health
Yeah.
and all of their refrigerators for COVID, all of those things. So when the contractor that built this building is building the new county health, and when they were trying to identify what to do with this essentially brand new generator, he said, well, I've got a building that would be perfect for. And that's how this conversation got started. So that would be more than enough to run everything in this building.
Yep. So as all we're waiting on right now is the health department, and we've got to get a switch, I think.
Hmm.
So I don't know if we have to get a switch. I forgot to follow up on that. So thanks for reminding me.
There's a switch that's part of it that I believe would come with it.
Okay.
We just have to make sure we do that.
Right.
It's
So-
an automatic switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the most expensive part because
Mhm.
the generator itself is going to cost us about 45. But
What's the run on? Is it diesel or?
Diesel.
yeah, it's diesel, but the switch is like, those can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the fact that it's coming with one is, I mean, we're winning all around on this one.
Are they going to bury a tank? Or are we going to keep the tank above ground or,
The tank is part of it's in the enclosure.
okay, yeah. How many gallons?
I don't off the top of my head.
Important, just curiosity.
Yeah, I can't remember like I said, I can't remember all the specs on it. It's probably.
It's white.
Yeah.
Another thing, you guys generator fired okay?
Absolutely.
Can we use the fire department? Will there be let's say you guys get called out. We have a power outage. Is there usually somebody there at the fire station? Are there keys up here for the fire station?
There are any keys to the fire department. It's all key coded.
Okay, but just like Callie or somebody. Here's got.
I think the mayor's been given a thing, but I don't know if he knows it or not. I think
It's-
Tyler has it.
It's at my house.
Okay, at least we can get into the fire department. We'll have the generator running. We can get people's oxygen hooked up if this thing gets bigger. So good. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
The only thing I have, like, I don't have any issues with making like a, a list of people. I think that's a good idea. Good community involvement there. Let's just make sure that we're keeping their information confidential so that we're not, providing those who are less than noble in their intentions of stealing someone's property. So,
That's why ours is behind the gate and locked up.
amen, brother.
Now I know where it is.
Do I?
Now we know where.
Yeah, but
Behind the
you know,
gate.
there's a 24-hour camera and an AR-15 pointed at it.
That's
Just let that live. One time, kidding about that.
So it goes off.
It's hilarious.
Okay, also, I have a Facebook page set up for emergency response. It has not been published yet. Can I publish it?
Unless council has any issues with that,
Oh,
okay.
if you're authorizing it, it's gonna become municipal. A municipal page, so it's probably better coordinate a little bit more carefully
Okay.
on that.
Okay, well, it would be just like, Callie, you run what, like 3 pages? You've got the town.
One.
Okay, you've got the town, we've got Parks and Rec. Sonny's got one.
I don't.
Okay, Fire department.
Association has one.
Okay. So anyway, just think about that. And we'll talk about it.
Okay.
And then also we have these, I hate to say spiffy, disability indicator reports. But these are something that the county has. And basically what you do, assuming you have some sort of handicap or disability, is you fill this out and send it to the county. The county then plugs it into the 911 system. So if the balloon goes up and it really gets bad, they can look and see, okay, and bar none, you need to go to the mayor's house.
Do welfare checks.
Yeah, and do welfare checks. And also, if they call 911, it automatically will pop this info up and say, oh, this house has a life support system in it. So like my neighbor,
Right.
I don't know if he's done this or not, but I'm going to talk to him about it. That would all pop that up. So I'd kind of like to make that known to the town that this is available and out there.
Absolutely.
You talked to Lori from Casper PD.
No. Oh, that's Natrona County. No, I have not.
Okay, so Lori's the dispatch manager at the PD.
Yes, I do know her name.
Yeah, and so I just want to make sure if we're going to do this, let's figure out how we roll that out so we don't inundate the PSAP with that, because it takes a lot of time to upload data into the CAD
Right.
and stuff like that. So let's reach out to her and see what her take is on it. And like, I know if the county's doing it, there's not going to be a problem, but let's figure out how they're doing it. So that way we're not sending all of our stuff to the county and we're just duplicating what the county does. And we're taking care of our own stuff and everything gets sent to Lori, or can't remember who the assistant is over there, but let's just make sure that we can send our stuff. If people want to fill that out, we can leave them at town hall and then we can take them over as a group.
Okay, that's what I was going, that was my next question. Leave them at town hall or the fire station, but probably here
Well,
is better.
Let's leave them at town hall because there's somebody here like Monday through Friday all the
Right.
time.
Right. People
The fire department is dependent on when my guys work. So,
okay,
you know, but yeah.
understood.
So, and like I said, I can reach out to Lori and just find out how she wants that system
Okay.
set up. And then we can do that.
Okay,
I just don't want to like inundate the dispatch center with like, all of a sudden we get 50 to 100 of these and they're like, now we have to input all this into CAD.
Yeah.
So,
okay. I'll get you a copy of this. Okay. That's it. Anybody got anything else?
I'm good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll sit down and shut up.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
Thanks, Ken. Not for sitting down and shutting up. Thanks for the report. I didn't get it on the agenda. That was my bad. Steve, do you have anything you want to report, talk about?
Just moving along, been in Florida for a month, teaching out there, but in that time period, working through policy so we can get the patrol up and running. We're about halfway through policy. That's probably the biggest hurdle. It's It's not a standard you have to meet. We have our meeting. We're gonna look to hit the ground running pretty hard here December 1st. Figure out what and how. Looking at different uniform setups. Been reaching out to some supply companies here and back east. I have contacts there as well. Other prices tend to be a little better, but I'd like to use somebody local if we can. Other than that, the building's up and running. It's clean, it's ready. Don't have anything else other than that. We're moving along.
Fantastic. Thank you. Cool, cool. How was Florida?
Pleasant. It's actually had a cool front come there, so it's a high of 80.
Yeah. Oh, man. Florida beaches during the wintertime. Perfect. Beautiful down there. Right on. Well, thank you, Steve. Anything for him? No? Yes, no. All right. Petitions and public comment. Anyone for petitions or public comment?
Oh,
When you do devise the policies and procedures that your department will be following,
Yes, sir.
that has to be approved by town council,
No, sir.
so it does not.
No, it does not. So we are mirroring Natrona County's policies.
Okay,
They're already up and running. They're adequate. They're working. They've worked in this town. All I'm doing is taking those and making them fit the town needs. So there won't be any stuff for jails because we're not gonna have a jail. So we're mirroring the county's policies because we're in the same county, we're policing the same people. I don't see why we differ. So the policies have already been up and running.
so there may be some changes that will be more adequate for the town of Farnham.
Correct. And based on
So,
what type of agency we're running, what type of equipment we have, yes, sir.
okay, so once you get that finalized, does the public get to see it? Will it be public knowledge? Will we know what your policies are?
A lot of agencies don't, but a lot of agencies in the country do. I have no issue with sharing the policies at all, unless there's policies that have to do with how we pursue criminals. That will be shared with the public.
Well, how am I gonna know when to run?
See the lights.
the lights.
But the red.
Oh, that's great.
I mean,
Always run.
probably 99.
How I know when to run.
I have no issue with that. I believe the community should know. Just like I believe the community should know and be familiar with our mission, because it's not a department mission, it's a community mission to keep each other safe. So
The only reason I'm asking this particular question is because we are a small community.
yes, sir.
This is all new.
Absolutely.
And I think we kind of want to have an idea of what you're up to, if you will, right?
Yes,
As to what your policies and procedures will be.
yes, sir.
And then if we as town council go along with it or not.
So it's gonna be more than that. As soon as we can, we're gonna set up the meeting for the community information board, so that we can have that community members who will be involved to share information both ways, from the town, from the police department, and from the community too. Involvement, as much as we reasonably can. I want to have the community involved with those aspects. We've been very slow up to this point because I've had prior engagements that I had to meet. Come December 1, we'll start up and running, and I'd really like to have that community information board set up sooner rather than later. And we're going to work those details out this week as to how we do that and when we set that up.
I see my clock's not running, so I could be up here for a while.
Project and record at the same
Okay,
time.
well, fine.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got.
Yes, thanks.
Fine.
Thank you.
Or I mean, Mr. Unaffiliated, apologies. Any other petitions of public comment? Going once, going twice.
Right, my name is Michelle Lewis. I've been Harshman, and I am a former director of the Board of Trustees of the Wardwell Water and Sewer District. And I have one question before I start, but please don't answer it. I don't want to waste my time on that. So if you could answer it after I'm done, that would be great. I want to know, you guys are talking about a new vac truck, And I'm just wondering what happened to the back trailer that you guys inherited from the Wardwell Water and Sewer District. And I'm assuming the town of Bar None probably also had one, because prior to the transfer and the of assets and everything else, the town of Bar None was handling their own sewer. They weren't using Wardwell for sewer services, only water. Wardwell sewer services for everything outside of the town of Bar None within the district. So I'm just kind of wondering why, what happened to the back trailer? Anyway, I have a couple other questions, but I just kind of want to wait on. Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak, and not to act is to act. That was Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Basically, we have an issue here. Resolution 3, 2024 was signed on August 13th, 2024, not November 13th, 2024. It was to be effective immediately. I can read you that language if you would like. I have it handy with me. It was signed by Andrea Boyer, Secretary, Treasurer, and Interim President of the Board of Trustees, Portia Lester, Director of the Board of Trustees, Kyla Alvey, Director of the Board of Trustees, and myself, Michelle St. Louis, Director of the Board of Trustees. It was filed at the Natrona County Clerk's Office on August 14th, 2024 at 11:02:06 a.m. Sorry, yep, that was 11:02:06 at the Natrona County Clerk's Office, and it cost a filing fee of $18. So I was just kind of wondering why at the last meeting on November 4th, it was stated that Wardwell ceased to exist on November 13th, 2024, when it ceased to exist on August 13th.
Because it ceased to exist in November 2024. A water and sewer district cannot simply declare itself poof, gone. What that actually causes is the county to have to act. Your question should be directed to Natrona County. What was their answer?
They've not responded. So my question is, I mean, I've got the resolution. It states that the levy is supposed to cease and terminate on August, as of August.
Direct your question to the entity that can answer it.
Yes.
Because this is not a taxing body. You're aware of that.
Yes, but you guys received the money,
Not for 2025, we didn't.
but you received it from, instead of getting like a rebate, the people, right? Everybody should have got a credit for their property tax from.
We have made the inquiry of Natrona County, and says Natrona County says it assesses the tax for the entire year. Your question should be addressed to the taxing entity,
I understand.
which we are not.
Do you have a bank?
Does
No,
do
do you put a
yes.
bank account? Okay, so if your bank, and we have the same bank, okay, let's just pretend that we bank at the same.
Ma'am, I am not a taxing entity.
Listen, please let me talk. It's my 5 minutes. If we bank at the same bank and you make a deposit of a very large amount of money, or maybe it's a small amount of money, it doesn't matter. And it gets into my account on accident. And I go ahead and I spend that money because I'm not the one who made the mistake. That's theft. That's stealing because I.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
How much of that money has Bar None spent?
I don't know that.
Not a dime.
You keep asking me.
It is banked all of the money and held it, waiting for resolution.
$113. Is that what that is?
It's set aside in a savings account.
Okay, so
And
let me, okay. There's been a lot of accusations made. Whenever we receive the money, we put it into a separate account in case anything like this happened, because we actually do care about what happens. Okay, we didn't go off and spend $700,000 because we didn't know. Okay, so first of all, I don't appreciate accusations. We know you said that's stealing. We are not stealing. It didn't go into any of. No. You want answers? We're giving you answers. They went in none of our bank accounts, and it's sitting in an account until all of this is concluded. Hold on. You sent this up to the state audit department, and now we are waiting on the state audit department to come back with a resolution to this. So
You didn't send it to the state audit department.
here's the reason why. We worked with Wardwell's lawyer all the way to November of 2024. We worked with your lawyer to get this done. You, Wardwell, certified the assessment for 2024, not bar none.
But it was prior to the dissolution and as.
Because the county taxes for the tax year. And it
Yes.
took all the way to November 2024 with the assistance of your lawyer to get this done. And both bar none and Wardwell were held up for that entire time. We were trying to get our representative seated on regional power or regional water system. The state did not certify this transfer until the middle of the summer, all of which you should know because you were on the Wardwell board. So the
Ceased to exist.
it did not.
As of
Ah,
the board ceased to exist on August 13th, 2024. By the way, the meeting minutes of that I requested.
It became the board of trust, ma'am.
November 18th.
It became,
5 minutes.
ma'am, you're wrong. You're flat out wrong. It became the board of trustees at that point for the dissolution. You can try. I've seen every single thing and I saw that when it was done and filed. You don't understand what you.
November.
Okay, okay.
It was, but it district dissolved in November 2024. This
Okay.
is the simple fact of the matter. You were the trustee. You should know what was happening.
Dissolved on August 13th, 2024. We had no more meetings after that point. It was dissolved. It
My
was-
apologies. I'm tired
Hey,
of
Louis.
accusations which are blisteringly ignorant. And you
Just-
should be aware of what you actually did. Your lawyer and us worked diligently to get this done. And now you're accusing us of having done something wrong.
We helped sponsor.
Why don't you talk to Aaliyah Scott and
Miss-
see if she disagrees?
Miss St. Louis, I understand your concerns. Okay, I do. This is at the audit department. Okay. We talked to the county. The county told us about their assessment. They are the assessing authority. We have the money. If they come back and say there's a refund due, I don't care about giving a refund. It's not a big deal. There's no conspiracy here. We're not trying to hold on to money. We're not trying to hurt anyone. We're not doing anything illegal. We're trying to do what's right. I'm here to work with you. So why can't we just discuss this?
This is literally the first time of all the meetings that I've watched where people have asked this question during public comment that you have stated that it's sitting in a savings account waiting to find out what's happening.
That is
not correct. I asked Callie during the last meeting where the money was, and she said it was in the savings accounts.
we talked about this in an open public.
Why none of you
Because lawyers went through all this and we trust lawyers to do their jobs and it was done properly.
county accountable? Why didn't the council go to the state and say, hey, I think the county's doing something weird here?
We made an inquiry of Natrona County at the beginning of the year. They informed us they were still working on this topic because they were collecting the back taxes. We have followed it up. We have no reason to believe whatsoever that Natrona County did anything wrong. And in fact, Natrona County has showed it did it right. It did not assess for 2025. It stopped assessing. The dissolution was in 2024. Taxes are assessed for a year, not for.
You can still do rebates and refunds for times that if you sold your house, you wouldn't have to pay the property tax for the whole year.
Guess what? Your property tax for the property would still be owed irrespective of who owns it. If you have a problem with what Natrona County did, you should present your complaint to Natrona County. We are not Natrona County.
Okay, so that's what we've come to. We have the money. If the Department of Audit comes back and they say there's a refund due, we'll give a refund. Like I'm not going to personally benefit from this in any way.
Would you know who to give the refunds to and for how much?
Well, with the
Okay,
refund,
hold on. That's
to Natrona County,
So
who
you-
taxed you. We did not tax you.
The town of Barnum, I'm just getting this straight. The town of Barnum would give the money back to the county so the county could return the money.
If Natrona County distributed money to bar none that it should not have, then that money should go back to Natrona County so that Natrona County can make the distribution on its improper taxation.
Where the
so just to give you an idea, okay, this is how it works. They're the taxing authority. That means they assess, they collect, and everything. So what would happen is you go back to them if the Department of Audit comes back and they say to Natrona County, you guys have to give a refund, then we would give the money back to them. The way it works is that they have all that information. They don't give us that information. What they do is they deposit ACH. That's what they do. So because they're the taxing authority, they don't give us all that information. Right now, they are actually in the process, and it's a laborious process because you've got people who've moved already. You've got people who have moved in and moved out. Each home has its own set value, and each one has to be taxed at that value.
I understand. I have
And so, hold on. So they're the ones that would be issuing a refund. They're the ones that have all the information that you need. It's not us. And that's not me trying to pass the buck. That's me just telling you this is what it is. Like, I don't have the ability to do what you're asking. But I would love to give you the information. But I mean, right now we're just waiting on the audit department to come back. That's what I'm really waiting on. So once they make their determination, that's what we're going to do.
But nobody wanted to hit the gas to get that going.
None of us saw the need for it. We talked to Natrona County.
I'm actually completely certain. I contacted Natrona County on this topic months ago.
Yep, I remember.
And yeah,
'Cause we brought,
Yeah,
it got brought up a few times.
Schoolcraft, like Mrs. Unaffiliated back there has brought up the mill levy.
Yeah.
we've talked about this for
Repeatedly.
months.
And we have inquired to the county repeatedly, just because you just now started coming to the meetings.
That's-
So now you think you've uncovered and dug up this
Mr.
magical thing?
Attention by-
Doesn't mean it hasn't been brought up, and Pat we've been looking into it.
Mr. Sabrowski made an inquiry early in 2025 as to whether the assessment had stopped. And at that point, we checked. And what we were informed by Natrona County is that the assessment had stopped, but they were still collecting taxes on, at that time, they were collecting taxes. They may have been collecting taxes on 2023. They were still collecting taxes on 2024. They collected taxes on 2024 for tax year 2024 into the fall of 2025, which has to do with delinquent taxes and property sales. So this topic has come up before today at least 3 prior times.
Yes, I'm aware. And yet it left people feeling like
So
there
I guess, what
was no action.
were you expecting us to file a lawsuit after we've inquired and waiting for an answer? You know how government runs.
I do.
You don't get quick answers a lot of times.
Skip forward.
We inquired, and then were we supposed to file a lawsuit? Do you understand the expense of that and the criticism we would have got?
The county is not moving slowly. The county always is collecting the prior year's taxes into the fall of the following year. And that's because there's always delinquent taxes, and then they have to do tax sales. It takes them that long.
That's fine, but still a statement of saying, I mean, how it seems like it's kind of like blindly accepting, well, the county's just doing what the county's doing. We're gonna let them do it and nobody's following up and nobody's double
What
checking.
authority do we have to make them do anything different than what they do? I don't
Say, look,
understand.
your time is up, and I don't mean to try to. If you want to talk about this afterwards, I would love to.
One more, I would like the meeting minutes for that final meeting that I've asked for 3 times, and I don't know how to go about getting those. And I don't,
Leah Scott, as far as I know, has all the meeting minutes.
What department does the archive?
I've asked.
We turned all that over to the archive.
I don't know. Oh, well, that would be state archives. If they went down
That's
to
what I-
state archives. Or if Wardwell's records went down to state archives, they'd be maintained by the state in Cheyenne and state archives, if that's where they were deposited.
Okay, and if they weren't, then what?
And Aaliyah Scott is your best bet, because as far as I know, she received all the minutes.
Just for the record, none of the board members received the file.
I remember, I think we voted on that. I think it cost $1 a year to archive those records.
So Aaliyah Scott, talk to her, see if she's got them. That's the best I can do for you. Okay.
We should answer the question on, because again, so we bring up stuff because you're not listening. We just talked about the vac trailer early this evening. There's a sizable difference in equipment. So
I asked at the very beginning when Dustin was talking about in his report, there was a repair that was done, and in the repair, it said that they used a vac truck. When we were discussing the vac truck, I asked, what is the vac trailer that's on there? And he stated it is a vac trailer that was with Wardwell that does the excavating that we use, but it is tiny. It is not meant for doing major excavations. It is not meant for sewer jetting. It is not meant for any of that. The sewer jetting and everything else we did, which we also discussed prior, is contracted out every year, $250,000 over the next 5 years.
Does that answer your question?
Can I say something?
It's public comment, so make it really brief because we're out beside the bounds right now.
Oh, wait, I'm good.
You might as well. Everybody else has.
That's right. I just, I don't know. This life doesn't work without a perceived trust in people, and we've done nothing to earn this loss of trust. Preferences and things can change. You can not like someone, but to trust someone's capability to do a job. I mean, even in this was just such a disingenuous approach. We allowed you to stay so much longer than you were allowed. The mayor answered every question. You had multiple problems. We answered each of those, and then you finished with a attack of us all being lazy and not caring and not putting the gas pedal down when we gave multiple evidences of the gas pedal being put down, but not to someone's liking. This same question was asked last council meeting. The report of it that went on social media was completely not what anything that our attorney had said. So the reality is that if we're here doing all that we can, whether someone likes that or not, that really is the challenge of leadership. But we're being right, good, moral, and true and doing the best we can to serve this town. And if a group of people or a person or whatever refuses to trust the hard work that's being attempted and trust the lawyer's answer from a legal perspective and trust counsel's understanding of that, well, then we just can't get anything done. And it's really frustrating. And that's why tempers get high when the same boring accusations continue, because it's not true. And we've answered the questions and we can't get any work done with you. We want to work with you. And I'm not just speaking to one person in the room. Ms. St. Louis, you've been at multiple meetings and you've asked many great questions. So I'm not just speaking to you. This has been a multiple month thing going on. Anyways, I've said my piece. It's just hard to do a job that requires trust, and you try and earn trust. You try and work through hard situations together, but no one's trusting any answer we've given or a legal answer from our attorney, who is very well equipped for this job. Anyways, it's frustrating. All right. Thanks, Mayor.
Yep. Any other petitions of public comment?
Going to say anything at all tonight, but go back to your attorney giving you guys the good advice that you can make motions or you can change meeting minutes without making a motion and having a second is completely wrong. And trust, you don't sever trust and then just have it rebuilt like that. It doesn't work like that. And you guys are all guilty of creating the trust issues with this town, the people you represent, or you're supposed to. So instead of you guys taking up her time, and her question was only if, with her scenario, she said that if the bank, she went and spent the money, it would be theft. There was no accusation. You guys are taking it as accusations, and you're cutting people off when they have the floor. She had the floor. And she did step out of the room, and it may have been the time that you guys were talking about the trailer. But you guys seem to, what was it you told Alaman, that he isn't staying in his own lane? Maybe you're not staying in your own lane. Because you're the chairman and you're letting a meeting conduct itself this way.
Then I should call you out of order right now. Do you want me to do that?
You could.
Do you want me to?
I tell you that you would be violating my First Amendment rights. Because I'm addressing you. I'm telling you that you guys
are yelling. Yes, you are yelling.
I can yell. I can yell and you'll understand the difference. But you guys don't cut people off and ramrod them around and not let her speak. And sit up there and act like I don't even know what, like, you don't work, you don't serve the people. Why don't you say, Miss St. Louis, we'd be happy to go down there, or you said that there was a discussion made. Was it made public that inquiry was made? If that wasn't, that's a lack of your own self, not making it known to the public that something like that happened. There's a break on all sides.
These to all of the all of the connections with Natrona County that I've made have been reported back to this board. There has been no secret communications with Natrona County. There haven't been.
And more accusations. And listen, here's the thing, and yeah, gaslighting, using the Bible to gaslight us. Let's get to the crux of it. We know what this is. Both you and Michelle worked for Bill Alleman. We know this is still heartache over the nuclear stuff. So let's do the conspiracy.
Okay.
All right, this is bullshit.
Guys,
I'm
you
done.
guys
Okay.
need to quit
Okay.
with Bill, I'm
Okay.
going to tell you again that Bill continuously, I don't know why the man does it, but he still stands by you guys and says,
Okay.
good men.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Okay, what?
Do you have anything else?
As long as I want for my time, do you understand that? As long as I'm not threatening, do you understand that?
Do not talk to me like that.
I am not threatening you. And
Not
you
talk-
don't have the right to tell me anything. Do you want to find yourself in litigation? Personally,
Okay.
you don't have the right to cut people off. Watch some county commissioners.
Okay. So from now on, what we're going to do is we'll have 3 minutes of public comment. We won't have any interaction with the public at all. You get up, you say what you say, and then you sit down. And that's how we'll do it from now on. Okay?
That's your choice.
No, that's
your choice.
That's your choice. That is your choice. Look at how you are acting right now. Look
My problem.
at how you are acting right now. Go look in a mirror and go look how you are acting right now.
You're an employee.
Can I
Do you understand? Yes, sir.
Please, just everybody just take a deep breath. I get this. I mean, the only thing that causes this is everybody's passion. I mean, and that's a positive thing. We've got to take a breath. What brought me here is the willingness of everybody to sit and talk. And I get it, we've been heated for a while. You've got to find a way to take a breath and remember we're all still people. I get it. The anger's a thing, man. It's a thing. It takes us down some bad paths. We've got to stop saying things that we regret later, whether we feel they're true or not. And just remember why we're all here. I mean, I wanted to be chief of bar none because of coming to these council meetings and what they were. From the East Coast, I don't get to see the way towns get along like this one does. It's been rough a while. But I mean, I just want to see us get back to being able to talk, that's all. If we just take a deep breath and somebody's gonna start it. Someone's gonna start. I know it's tough.
That is genuine there, and you should take a lesson from that. As somebody who is
Jeez.
trying to keep the peace. Thank you.
Any other petitions or public comment? Going once, going twice, and sold. Councilman, you know what? No. You know what, Steve, you're right. It does need to be calmed down. And I agree. And so I think what we're going to do from now on is public comment will be moved back to 3 minutes. And we will not have any interaction. You will come up, you will say your piece, whatever it may be. You will have 3 minutes and then you will sit down. And that's the way it is. And because we can't have civil dialogue, we're the only, just so you guys know, we're the only municipality that does this.
It violates Robert's Rules of Order.
So we'll go to Robert's Rules of Orders. Because what we wanted to do is we wanted to have interaction with our public. It used to be that Mike would come up here and razz me about,
Bus stop.
bus stops or rocks or whatever, but it's turned into hate and vitriol towards this council, which we haven't done anything wrong. And you can shake your head at that all you want, but until you provide me with proof that we have actually broken a law or done something evil You can't, there's no evidence of that.
You don't like.
And so public comment's over, so you can be quiet now or be removed from the chambers. And so what we'll do is we'll go back to the old way of public comment and we will go 3 minutes.
Did it ever you that people are tired of you sitting out there and just acting like a tyrant and a dictator?
How am I acting like a tyrant? That is hilarious.
Just,
So public comment's over. Public comment is over. So thank you.
yeah, I'm sick of listening to your crap and schooling us like we're freaking 5-year-olds. Get over yourselves, every single one of you. It's disgusting. Okay, sorry, I take that back for you. You don't say anything. But
Because these are non-productive conversations.
It's like,
the only one is
okay.
take the podium and say things without being screeched at and accused of saying crap about you. You take everything personal. It's just ridiculous. It's like being in frickin' school. We're not children. We're members of the damn community. We have things we'd like to talk to you civilly about.
Then you should try civil conversation. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. So I'm just gonna, I'll address whoever's left. I'm sorry about that. And so we're gonna have to change public comment to what I said, and it needs to be addressed to the council. It needs to be 3 minutes and it needs to be up on the screens. So make sure we got that next time. And I apologize. That got out of control and that was my fault. I take responsibility for that. But I assure everyone in here, I am not the devil.
I'll apologize to the council and to those of you out here, but I'm getting awfully tired of being accused of being in conspiracies when I am not.
Yes.
It's gone on all freaking year.
And it does wear a little thin to, I mean, I wish I had the time to be involved in so many, but, I mean, these issues have been repeatedly addressed and I do take offense basically to being accused of being a liar. And I should have just sat here and shut up.
So I apologize. We will have shorter public comment from now on. And that's just how it's going to have to be, apparently, because we can't be people, not Mike, right? But people can't be civil. Like we can disagree and still be civil, but people can't be civil. And I don't feel like any of us did anything wrong other than maybe lose our tempers a little bit because we've just been under attack for so long. And it's
What I'd like to say to the council, public comment is over. What I'd like to say is, we've been coming to town council for about 11 years. This disruption really seemed to start at the Radiant phase.
Never before.
Yeah.
I really feel bad for the abuse that you guys have taken for the last 4 or 5 months. I don't think it's justified. I don't think it's called for. The hollering and screaming that's coming from this end only provokes you, to stand up for yourselves as you should, right? I don't think that these few people really represent the town of Warren. I think it's more.
I certainly hope not.
It's just more of a couple hotheads that have some sort of hidden agenda of some kind.
It's a political motive. It's a political motive.
Sure it is.
By our representative.
So
Jump in here real quick.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike, thank you. I appreciate that.
I want to jump in here real quick too, because I sit through this shit too. And I'm telling you right now, I was ready to lose my shit tonight because I'm fed up with it. Okay. Here's my thing. I don't care about Radiant because here's my deal. It was in the county. You guys had no say over that company.
Easy.
Easy. Not sorry. But you guys,
Everybody's a little hot right now.
but seriously, you guys didn't have a choice. It was being built in the county. The commissioners are the ones that had that. Why are you guys under attack? That's my point.
Thank you.
So I know we're the closest person to punch is what it is. It's just like kids who punch their parents.
Yeah, you're low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit. It's where the easiest to get to. So everyone, I really appreciate you. And I truly am sorry about that. That was completely breaking decorum. That was not what we desire as a council. And I am severely disappointed right now. And I wish for better. And I really, truly hope that is not the representation of our town. Anyway, Dan, can you give us a regional water report, please?
Just a simple meeting today, just one of the quickest. They just okayed reports like we do here. There was some talk that power outage, I don't know, did we have any, it seems like the report from the field techs from Casper where we might have had some motors burn up with the power surge trying to come back on. We didn't have anything like that?
We did not lose any motors. So that voltage fluctuation was so severe that I told our guys, we shut off the main breakers to each one of our sewer lift stations.
They saved it.
Generator only.
That was a great.
For the whole 24 hours.
Well, thank you, because that probably saved the town a ton.
Yeah.
Thinking.
So, yeah, that's because it was kicking on and then kicking off and it was tripping the mission, the SCADA alarms and everything. So I just made that call. Unfortunately, the generators all worked. They ran all night.
I guess that's the frustrating part, you know, and I wish they'd stick around to hear what you had to say because the staff and the employees of this town are
Unparalleled.
Unparalleled. To think quick on your feet and save the town more hassle and money down the road and more outage for the citizens. Kudos.
Yeah, we truly do have a really good crew. I'm super pleased with our town staff, Steve, Sonny, Dustin, Ray. I mean, you guys are friggin', I couldn't be more blessed as a mayor, truly. It's an honor. So, does that cover you?
Yep.
I'm not crying. I literally am my throat's dry from all the talking. So we have to appoint a council seat vacancy. So what we're going to do is we're going to advertise in December. So it's going to go out with the next newsletter, and then we'll collect all the applications, and then we will do probably starting in January, we'll start doing interviews. I imagine we're probably going to get a lot. And so I'm laughing because I'll be crying otherwise, Mike. So that's the plan. So if everyone wants to know, and that's where we're going to head with that. That way we can enjoy Christmas, and then we can do all the interviews after Christmas and start the new year off.
Open interview.
And open interviews. I know that was your request, and we are going to do that. So we're going to do open interviews, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, that's all I got. I hope we don't have that happen again tonight. That was, yeah, right. I hope this doesn't happen again. Complete loss of decorum in here, and that was
The last one was nice.
unacceptable. And it's too bad too, because I really did. I miss the days of us being able to just talk. I know it's not Robert's Rules of Orders, but I really do miss it. I miss it terribly. Even being razzed. And so, but we're going to have to change it. So anyway, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
You do, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
An extremely important question that must be answered. When's the ugly sweater meeting going to be?
Oh, that's December 16th.
Amen.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
it, man.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm hoping to have an update on the bike park
Oh, yeah.
sometime soon and then
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah, I guess I forgot about that. Does anybody, you
Okay.
guys got anything else? Bike park update, anything? Ugly sweater, December 16th. Everyone can wear one, not just council.
Still need to be signed.
And, and next year I would like to see, this is just a thought I had, I would like for us to all wear costumes on Halloween, huh? That'd be cool. All right. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
This will be a good one to watch on YouTube.